Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dewi. I will explain about four eras: Medieval and the Anglo-Saxon period, Medieval, Renaissance, and Revolution and Restoration that I understand during this semester. Medieval and the Anglo-Saxon period. Anglo-Saxon or whatever happened to the Jews. The English language begins with the rise of George Caesar as the Romans left Britain and a lot of Germany tribes start flooding in the tribes such as the English and the Saxon who together was as the term Anglo-Saxon. But not much of their Latin language. The Anglo-Saxon vocab was much more usable as it was mainly words for simple things like house, woman, loaf, and wheel for our day of the week were named in honor of Anglo-Saxon gods. Christian missionaries started bringing with them leaflets about jumble sales, and Latin Christianity was a hit with the locals and made them much happy to take and funky new words from Latin like Martin Bishop Infante along come the Viking with their action made words like ransack, trash, and die may have raped and pillaged by the war also into give and take of around 2000 war. The gave English as well as the press watch out for that man with the enormous effect so obviously. In the map we have this north corner maybe where the corner is south corner, middle corner, east corner. In the 400s, at the bottom of the map is where we have England, and then on the left is where divided by the Roman Empire. That's 166. We have Native Norman, the conqueror from France, defeated England during the Anglo-Saxon time period. The Celts are members of the mysterious British Church. They believe the magic and natural structure of Stonehenge that the put together caused the Romans to live. The map of the corners coming from the north, the Saxons coming to source. Anglo-Saxon society had a Christian god as a god who had kings who had soldiers and slaves. All power comes from the king, which he gets from God. By the time the Vikings destroyed a lot of English settlements, a lot of English culture, and they are the reason that very little remains of the time period. Characteristic feature of the Middle Ages is also called the Middle Ages. The medieval ages were influential in the European history. It dates between the 5th and the 15th centuries of European history. The beginning of the period was marked by the collapse of Rome, while its end was marked by the end of Renaissance. Characteristic of medieval literature: heroism, from both Germany and Christian traditions, sometimes mixed. Beowulf, Sir Gawain, and the Green Knight presentations of idealized behavior, literature as moral lesson, loyalty to king, and the chivalry. Use of cannings, especially in Beowulf's hyphenated expression representing a single noun. For example, the epic Beowulf uses the two-word term "walrus" to refer to the sea or ocean. Although poetry continued as a popular medium in the late Middle Ages, more writers began working in the prose, and among these were a number of notable women. Female Christian mystics such as Julian of Norwich and Catherine of Siena, but related their visions in prose, and Marguerite Campbell dictated her revelations to a scribe who recorded them in prose. One of the most famous writers of the Middle Ages, Christian the Peasant, and wrote highly influential works in prose, as did the great Italian artist Giovanni Boccaccio, and best known for his masterpiece, the Decameron. Renaissance era. Characteristics of the Renaissance include a renewed interest in classic antiquity, a rise in harmonist
some of the most
philosophy,
important
a
and
belief
famous
in
paintings
self,
of the
human worth,
Renaissance:
and individual
Mona Lisa,
dignity, and
Primavera,
radical
the
change in
creation of
ideas
Adam by
about religion,
Michelangelo Buonarroti,
politics, and
The Last
science.
Supper, The Skull of Athens by Paul, The Kiss of Judas, The Bridge of Venus by Sandro Botticelli, Assumption of the Virgin, and Sistine Madonna. And the last, Revolution and Restoration era. All I know from this era is that due to the conflict between the king and the parliament, the king dissolved and ruled the country himself for 7 years and was replaced by Charles Cornwall. However, as a result of the civil war, Cornwall was defeated and killed, and then replaced by his son Charles II, who was elected directly by the parliament. But in 1660, the country experienced an anarchy. The parliament did not kill Charles II but used him for the benefit of parliament. As time goes by, new values are formed. People try to find out and try to solve the problems they have been experiencing. As a result, a new literary genre emerged, namely metaphysics, Puritans, which tries to purify the national church by eliminating all Catholic influences. There are three writers: John Donne, John Milton, and John Bunyan. Restoration and Revolution examines the political history of this kingdom from the interregnum throughout Britain's 18th century rise to power. Assesses the reason for the failure of settlements in the reigns of Charles and of his brother James II. Integrates the history of Charles' different realms. Examines the many connections between political and Protestant religions disagreements. Provides helpful historical context for